Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Rant Packs. Before we get to the pack opening for the week, I am going to take a few minutes and just rant for a little bit, mostly about the hype train for Ravnica Allegiance. Who's excited? I know this guy is. I'm waiting anxiously for that set to come out, where what I think will happen is we'll have sort of a leveled playing field for all the deck types, and we'll have new deck types, and some janky decks will sneak through the meta, so I'm kind of excited about that. And the other thing that happens when Ravnica Allegiance comes out is I think they're going to do some events where I can use some gold or some gems that I've saved up and get in there and do some sealed events, some draft events, learn the set a lot better. So sorry if you guys can hear that rainstorm out there. It is coming down, and it's pretty exciting. What set was the most memorable for you? For me, it was about 25 years ago. I opened a pack of, it was just when it released, it was a set called Tempest in like 1996 maybe. I just bought a pack at my local comic book store, opened it up, and I pulled out a Tika's Dragon, which is an old school card. It was a 4/4 flying trample rampage of 4, which meant if it blocked, the rampage effect would kick in, and it would get +4/+4. Terrible card, really quite an awful, not very playable of a card, but I put it in my deck. I had one deck at the time. It was it. I just had one, and it was in my deck, and I lost a lot. I got made fun of, perhaps, but I mean, all my friends were just kind of, playing for fun, so I was in high school at the time. And for me, that set always stands out. I love the lands from Mirage. I love that whole block, Mirage, Weatherlight, Tempest. The storylines from Dominaria that went back to the Weatherlight, I loved it. I was on board. So for me, that's like the most memorable time, that summer. Like 96 was pretty awesome for me. Ravnica Allegiance, though, I'm kind of excited about the Planeswalkers that are coming out. The ones that they've spoiled, the 3-casting Planeswalkers, I think they'll be pretty good. I don't think they're chumps. They could be. I don't know. I'm terrible at predicting. I haven't done any like spoilers or reveals for that reason, because I'm not a very good predictor of the next meta. I could have swore that Mono Green Stompy would take over the meta by this point, and that's just not the case. It hasn't panned out that way at all. So I was wrong. I will be wrong again. No big deal. I will adjust. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was the preparation I'm doing for Ravnica Allegiance in this game. So as you can see let me click to it real fast. I will hide the camera and then show the ratings that I've been able to achieve so far. So as you can see, I am currently ranked in the Platinum tier for Constructed, still in the Bronze tier for Limited. I can't get out of my own way in Limited, as I'm not very good at it, never have been. That's okay, I'm going to do some practice runs. I'm going to try and learn a little bit more outside of the game and then try and apply it in the game. There's some tools I'm going to use. And I'm actually going to prepare for Ravnica Allegiance prior to its release. And the next time I do a Guilds of Ravnica draft, I'm going to have to do a little bit more research, because these sets with the guilds, and Ravnica Allegiance figures to be the same way, where there's 5 of the guilds that are coming out. They tend to draft that way, where you don't want to draft for one specific color. You want to draft one specific guild, and earlier in the draft, you kind of want to pick it and go for it. So I'm going to have to try and do that with my Bronze tier Limited play. Constructed, though, is going pretty well. I've done this with all Golgari, and I've changed to Mono Blue Tempo, mostly because of Jeskai, the red, white, and blue control deck that I really don't like. So I feel like having some blue in there to counterspell one or two of their removals. So if you counterspell a Deafening Clarion or counterspell like a Cleansing Nova, you're in pretty good shape, and then you can swing in for the win shortly after that. But Golgari just doesn't have anything against the mass removal, and then you get controlled out and lose, and that really upsets me. So I've been playing Mono Blue Tempo in these higher ranks, and that's going pretty well. Which I might do some of that. I might actually try and do some of that on YouTube Live. I haven't done YouTube Live a whole lot, so I might give that a shot. So I'm hoping to get some of these season rewards here, particularly in Constructed. I'm already at Platinum, so that's going to be 3 packs of Guilds of Ravnica, which is cool, and an extra 1,000 gold. So the 1,000 gold is a staple. And then playing for these higher tiers is just sort of a pride thing, because the extra pack of the old set isn't going to do too much. And I think Limited is exactly the same in terms of rewards. I don't think I have enough time to get up to gold for my Limited rank. Probably more like silver, if I'm lucky. I suck at limited. I mean, I just flat suck. So it's going to take some work for me to get there. I'm willing to put it in. But the preparation for Ravnica starts now. So I've got 17,950 gold. And I'm going to save as much of that as I can so I can open 30 to 40 packs. Ideally 40. I'd like to open up those 40 packs when the set comes out. So day one, if I can get 40 packs, I will have a bigger card base to kind of make whatever the deck is that's dominating the meta at that time. And this is all we're doing is playing on the meta. So I want to make sure I have the cards that are gonna do that. I also want to have some gems. So if I can save up 2,000 gems, I probably can't. But if I can, make enough wins to get up there and get those 2,000 gems, then I'll be able to hopefully do a sealed event when Ravnica Legions comes out. And those are a lot of fun. So hopefully that's the case. The events that we've been doing, though, these weekend events, have been pretty cool. Pandemonium's going to be... this event just ended by the time this video goes live. But I like this style of event where there isn't a mana advantage. So it's kind of cool where your creatures come in and they act like, little... They just act like little bombs themselves, where your creature comes in, does X damage, where X is its power to another creature. It was a cool idea. I love this idea. It doesn't give a player a mana advantage. You can build a deck around it. It's got a low entry cost. I would have liked to see the gold rewards give me a break-even point at like 3 wins instead of 4 wins. But even at 3 wins, you pay a net of 100 gold for 2 cards. It's not terrible, but the cards you get were kind of worth it. I did this event something like 3 times and got 4 mythics out of it. So not bad, nothing great. The mythics I got weren't too spectacular, but it was still kind of a lot of fun. So let us, I'm going to turn my camera back on for us here. I think that button does it, right? Yep. Let's open up some packs and see what we get out of these last couple. What are we, 2 weeks away from the launch of the new set? Last couple of pack openings we're going to have for Guilds of Ravnica. There's a much needed rare wild card and uncommon wild card, thank you. Bounty of Might. Nobody runs this, but I feel like giving 3 creatures +3/+3 or 1 creature +9/9 might be pretty beneficial. I like Conclave Cavalier a whole lot. Really strong Selesnya card there. More wild cards. Love wild cards, they're awesome. Hypothesizzle. How hilarious. And a Chromatic Lantern. Okay, cool. And last, but certainly not least, we are opening a Mythic Wild Card. The game's like, look, dude, you need wild cards. We're going to help you out. Here you go. So that Mythic Wild Card's kind of cool. It brings me up to, back up to 1 of each and 3 uncommon. So I have used them to make some decks here in the recent past, so I'm glad to get some of those wild cards back. Like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Follow me along. I'm going to do a lot more limited events, drafts, sealed. I'm going to play in Constructed a lot more and show the like climbing the ladder or struggles with the ladder, whatever it might lead to when I play. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.